So a lot of Nintendo first-party games, take advantage of the Wii U gamepad, but we don't see that a lot from third parties. But I think one way that Nintendo's trying to shore up that difference is going to indies and having them use their devices in creative ways. And one way that we saw that today was Affordable Space Adventures.
Affordable Space Adventures.
Not the best title, but
I think it gets it across. It's a space adventure. It's an affordable game. You don't have to buy a rocket ship and go to outer space. I thought it was really cool. Now you were actually playing on the gamepad. Me and Rob were on controllers. What were you doing on the gamepad?
I think I was the engineer, so I was literally controlling the spaceship. I think it's called Affordable Spaceship because we got a really junky one. It's not that great.
It was pretty junky.
And so I literally would turn on all of the ship systems. I could control a thrust, I could control the anti-gravity sensors, and then you were controlling the ship's movement. So we had to coordinate back and forth. I'm not watching the screen as much as I'm looking at my gamepad and watching you guys play, and I'm watching my sensors to make sure that we're not going to run out of fuel, we're not going to overheat our thrusters, or if we need to switch between electrical power or regular fuel. But you were playing the actual game. My focus was completely on making sure we don't explode, and then occasionally accidentally shutting off the ship.
And then dropping me to my death. Yes, I know. I really liked it. I really liked that I had to move the ship and you had to do everything else, and then we had another player who was using our flashlight to shine it on enemies and to illuminate what was ahead. And I really liked that we had to talk. We were playing a game together, but we were also talking in the meat space, and it was kind of nice.
It's cooperative. I mean, it's fun to play these competitive couch games where you're trying to knock the other person off and trying to get some kind of advantage. You don't have a lot of cooperative games that you play on the couch together, and this really exemplified a great way to do that.
Well, Box Boy ! Is an adorable, cute protagonist. You're literally a box, and you create other boxes to get you where you need to go. And it's sort of like Mario in that you have the pits. If you fall in the pit, you die. If you fall in the spikes, you die. And you have to climb over obstacles, which are just little blocks, to collect crowns. And every level has a certain number of crowns, and you get them, and you can get perfect scores, and that's how you complete the level. Granted, you don't have to collect them all, but it is beneficial if you do. And sometimes there's a limit. You can only create one box, and you have to use it to surmount obstacles. Or you can create 3 boxes, and you can either do straight lines or do a little step, a step formation to get you where you need to go, or cover traps and reach these crowns. And whenever you generate a new set of boxes, your last set of previously generated boxes disappears. So you can't have a lot of boxes on the playing field. You only have a certain number out at once. And I was really mellowed out. I felt really mellow, I felt really relaxed, and I'm a sucker for the tiny puzzles like Captain Toad. You have the small contained puzzle with a bunch of different ways to solve it. And that's what I like about Box Boy. I think it's great. So we have Smash Brothers as the definitive Wii U Nintendo party game, but something we saw today was Runbow.
It's taking that race and the being able to play against your friends and sabotage one another, but kind of condensing it down into a crazy, bright, beautiful way to really for your friends a little bit played out. When you're watching it, it's fun to watch, but you don't quite understand what's going on for a couple minutes because you see whole swaths of color taking over the screen. And what that's doing is there are platforms that you see. When that color comes across the screen, any platform that's color disappears. You can't stand on it. So if you're stuck on that platform, you fall to your death below, or platforms can suddenly appear that weren't there before, and that'll aid you in getting to the goal. Whoever gets to in the mode that we were watching, whoever gets to the goal first, gets a point, and it was 1 out of 15. And there are also those powers that you collect along the way that let you either do a super strong punch or swap places with another player, and using that at just the right moment can just create such an infuriating sense of I was so far, I was gonna win.